Charting horse value, going to do another video. Going to talk about some pretty basic items on the chart here. I'm going to start at the top. What you'll see at the top of every page on my chart is the track, and I use the track abbreviation. Okay, so this one's CD Churchill Downs. It's the date, May 29th, 2022, and I also tell you when first post will be, which is always in Eastern time, and this one is 12:45 Eastern. And then I'm going to go through some of these basic columns here. So race, this is race 5, race 6, race 7. DS, this is where I have the distance, surface, and some important conditions, which we'll talk about. Horse, this is the horse's name. The number of the horse that you can bet on, 1, 4, 2, 8, 6. And the morning line, okay? So 4 to 1, 3 to 1. And there's some color coding that happens in the morning line, and it is intentional, the color coding, but basically anything that's 5 to 2 or less gets orange. 3 to 1 to 9 to 2 gets yellow. 5 to 1 to 9 to 1 gets green. 10 to 1 and up gets blue. And 20 to 1 and up gets red, okay? Ideally, I want to be betting horses that are green and blue, okay? So like race 6 here, this horse sitting on top of my sheet, I'll talk about how they're sorted later in another video, but this horse sits on top and is green, okay, 6 to 1. This is a good, I like this. I like this horse a lot. This 2 is 5 to 2, second on my chart, but, is low odds. So I realize there's a lot of ways my charts are going to get used, maybe traditional win betting, maybe serial wager exotics, maybe vertical wagers like exactas. But, when I'm betting, or maybe tournaments, you're playing tournaments. And a lot of times I'm looking for these green and blue horses, trying to find some value, some long shots. So that's what these basic columns are from race, DS, horse, number, and morning line. Now, DS. The distance is in furlongs, which is 1/8 of a mile. So this is 7/8 of a mile on the dirt. This is 5.5/8 of a mile on the turf. The other letter you can see at some tracks, like say Woodbine or Golden Gate, you might see an A. A is for a synthetic track. Then you'll see sort of a class of the race. There's these are allowance races. This is a claiming race down here. Then you got maiden claiming, maiden special weight, allowance claiming, and then sometimes there's something called a stakes race. Not today, but sometimes there'll be a stakes race. It'll say STK. And then if it's a graded stakes race, it'll say G3, G2, or G1, whether it's a grade 3, grade 2, or grade 1. So that's some information on the race. And then this asterisk, number asterisk, this is my race rating. And basically 0 is the worst and 5 is the best. Okay, how good is this race to bet on? And it's basically I'm looking at which horse is the best horse to bet on, and then how good a horse is that to bet on. And there's a lot of different factors that go into that, obviously. Here's a 5, that's a maximum score. That means this horse, Smokin' Willie, is a really good horse to bet on, and so the race gets a 5. Whereas this race only gets a 1, so Mississippi, even though he's on top, is not a good horse to bet on, okay? So only gets a 1, and you'll occasionally see even zeros, okay? So zeros are really bad to bet on. 1 and 2s are kind of below average. 3s are pretty good, and 4s and 5s are great races to bet on, okay? So that's what this is. I call it a race rating bet score. All right, that's my introductory video, and thank you very much.